God says, I see what you lost. I saw the moment it slipped from your hands. I heard the prayer you whispered through tears. I know the nights you couldn't sleep. I know the questions you never asked out loud. God says, what you lost did not disappear from my sight. I am not blind to your pain. I am not distant from your struggle. I am not ignoring your silence. I am closer than you think. God says, you lost people. You lost opportunities. You lost time. You lost confidence. You lost hope. But hear me clearly. Loss is not the end of your story. Pain is not the final chapter. What broke you will not define you. What left you will not destroy you. God says, I am the God of restoration. I restore what others cannot fix. I rebuild what looks permanently broken. I return what life unfairly took. Nothing is too late for me. You think you wasted years. I say I can redeem time. You think doors are closed forever. I say I open doors no one can shut. You think it's over. I say it's beginning. God says I allowed the loss, but I did not abandon you in it. I was shaping your character. I was strengthening your faith. I was preparing you for more. What you lost made room. Room for growth. Room for wisdom. Room for blessings you couldn't carry before. I never remove without a reason. God says, I will restore your peace. I will restore your joy. I will restore your confidence. I will restore your purpose. I will restore your strength. The enemy thought the loss defeated you, but I will use it to elevate you. What was meant to break you will become the foundation you stand on. God says, don't compare your journey to others. Their timeline is not yours. Your delay is not denial. Your waiting season is working for you. Trust my timing. I know you're tired. I know you feel forgotten. I know you're tempted to give up. But hold on. I am not finished. God says, restoration doesn't always look the same. Sometimes I give back better. Sometimes I give back stronger. Sometimes I give back deeper. Sometimes I give back wiser. You may not get the same thing, but you will get something greater, something lasting, something aligned with your purpose, something that brings peace. God says, let go of regret, let go of guilt, let go of self-blame. What happened was not the end. It was a lesson, not a life sentence. I saw you cry in secret. I saw you smile through pain. I saw you keep going when you wanted to quit. And I call that strength. I call that faith. God says, restoration is coming. Not because you deserve it, but because I am faithful. Because my promises do not expire. Because my mercy is new every morning. What you lost will not haunt you forever. What hurt you will not control you. What broke you will not own you. I am your healer. I am your restorer. God says, trust me one more time. Take one more step. Pray one more prayer. Believe again. Hope again. Because I will restore what you lost. I will restore what you thought was gone. I will restore more than you imagined. I am still God, and I keep my word. God says, even what you don't talk about, I remember. Even what you buried deep inside, I see. You didn't fail beyond repair. You didn't fall too far. You are still within my reach. God says, I restore relationships you thought were impossible. I heal wounds time could not fix. I soften hearts you couldn't change. I rewrite endings you already accepted. Nothing is final when I step in. You thought the loss defined your worth, but your value never came from what you had. It came from who you are to me, and that has never changed. Not for one moment. God says, I saw you blame yourself. I saw you replay the past. I saw you ask, what if? Release it now. I don't want you living backward. I am doing a new thing, even if you don't recognize it yet. Growth often happens quietly. Restoration often starts unseen. Trust what you cannot feel. God says, I will restore your confidence. Not arrogance, but quiet strength. Not noise, but inner peace. Not rushing, but clarity. You will walk differently. The season that drained you will be the season that teaches you. What almost destroyed you will become your testimony, and your testimony will help others survive. God says, stop measuring your life by setbacks. I measure it by resilience. I measure it by faith under pressure. I measure it by how you kept going. Even when no one applauded. You may feel behind, but you are not disqualified. You may feel delayed, but you are not denied. I am still on schedule. God says, I restore finances. I restore opportunities. I restore dreams. I restore direction. I restore identity. I know you're afraid to hope again, because hope once disappointed you, but guard your heart without closing it. I heal gently. I restore carefully. God says you are stronger than you realize, because you survived what you thought would break you. You adapted. You endured. And you are still standing. I didn't bring you this far to abandon you. I didn't teach you these lessons for nothing. Everything you went through has purpose. Even the parts that hurt, especially the parts that hurt. God says, restoration is not rushed. It unfolds layer by layer, so your foundation stays strong, so your peace stays rooted, so your faith stays real. One day you will look back and thank me for what didn't work out, because what's coming will fit you better, will honor your growth. God says, stop mourning what left. Make room for what's arriving. Stop holding the past hostage. Your future needs space. Let me lead. I am restoring more than things. I am restoring your heart. I am restoring your trust. I am restoring your voice. I am restoring your joy. What you lost was temporary. What I give is lasting. What broke was replaceable. What I build will remain. This is my promise. God says, stay faithful, stay patient, stay open, stay humble, stay believing, because restoration is already in motion. Even now, behind the scenes, even now, beyond what you see, I am restoring what you lost. God says, I know trust is hard for you now, because life disappointed you before, but I am not life. I am your source. And I never fail. You learned to survive in the loss. Now I will teach you how to live again. Survival kept you alive, but restoration will make you whole. This is your healing season. God says, I am breaking cycles. Cycles of lack. Cycles of fear. Cycles of disappointment. What stopped your family will not stop you. You were hurt by what you trusted, but I will rebuild your discernment. You will trust wisely. Love safely, and move confidently. God says, I restore vision. I restore focus. I restore discipline. I restore hunger. You will want more again. What you lost forced you to mature, taught you patience, taught you boundaries, taught you strength. Those lessons will protect what's coming. God says, I am removing shame. Shame from mistakes. Shame from delays. Shame from starting over. You are not behind. You are becoming. I will restore your voice. You will speak with authority, not from ego, but from experience. Your story carries weight. God says, I saw when you felt invisible, when your efforts went unnoticed, when your prayers felt unanswered. I was still working, quietly and precisely. You don't need to rush. What I am restoring is stable. What I am building is lasting. You won't have to beg for it. God says, I am aligning people again. Divine connections, healthy relationships, purpose-driven friendships. You will not walk alone. I am restoring your courage. Courage to try again. Courage to believe again. Courage to love again. Fear will not rule you. God says the loss humbled you, but it did not weaken you. Prepared you. It refined you. It positioned you. You will recognize blessings now, because you know scarcity. You will protect peace, because you know chaos. You are wiser. God says, I am restoring momentum. Things will begin to move. Doors will open naturally. Effort will meet favor. Resistance will fade. Stop questioning your worth. Stop doubting your calling. Stop replaying the fall. You already learned the lesson. It's time to rise. God says your faith survived the storm, and that faith qualifies you. You didn't quit. You didn't harden your heart. You stayed open. Restoration will surprise you, because it will come differently. Better timing, better alignment, better peace. God says, what I restore will not exhaust you. It will energize you. It will strengthen you. It will sustain you. This time it fits. You are not rebuilding alone. I am rebuilding with you, step by step, season by season. I will restore what you lost and more. God says, I know you fear disappointment more than failure now, because failure you survived, but disappointment wounded you. Still, I am teaching you to trust again, slowly and safely. You won't chase what drains you anymore. You won't beg for what dishonors you. You won't settle for what breaks your peace. Restoration has refined your standards. You choose better now. God says, I am restoring your sense of direction. You will know when to move and when to wait. You will recognize my voice. Even in the noise, what once confused you will soon make sense. The delay will explain itself. The loss will reveal its purpose, and peace will replace the questions. God says, I am restoring confidence without pride, strength without hardness, faith without fear, love without desperation. Balance is returning. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience. You are not empty. You are equipped. You are prepared. God says, I protected you when you didn't understand it. What you called loss was sometimes mercy. What you called delay was sometimes rescue. I am restoring your ability to enjoy life again, to laugh without guilt, to rest without anxiety, to hope without panic. Joy is returning. God says, I am restoring your spiritual hunger. Not religion, but relationship. Not routine, but connection. You will no longer fear missing out, because you trust my timing. You will no longer force doors, because you know I open them, right on time. God says the weight you carried is lifting. The heaviness is breaking. The pressure is easing. Grace is sustaining you. You are breathing again. I am restoring alignment between your heart and your future. So what comes next doesn't compete with your peace. So success doesn't steal your soul. So blessing doesn't burden you. Wisdom is covering you. God says you will no longer explain your healing. You will live it. You will no longer defend your growth. You will walk in it. Quiet confidence will speak for you. I am restoring what you thought you could never recover. Trust after betrayal. Hope after heartbreak. Faith after silence. You are healing deeply. God says the season ahead will feel lighter. Not because life is perfect, but because you are stronger. Because you are wiser. Because you are rooted. You will recognize my hand. In conversations. In opportunities. In peace you didn't expect. I am present. God says, stop bracing for impact. This season is not a storm. It is a rebuilding. It is a renewal. It is restoration. What I am restoring will match who you have become, not who you used to be. Growth has changed your capacity. Grace has increased your strength. You are ready. God says, keep walking forward. Even if progress feels slow. Even if answers take time. I am guiding every step. Nothing is wasted. Restoration is not coming. It is happening. Even now. Even quietly. I am restoring what you lost and securing what's ahead. God says, I am restoring your patience. Not the kind that waits in frustration, but the kind that rests in trust. You are learning to breathe again, without fear of what's next. I am restoring your sense of identity. Not who people labeled you to be, but who I created you to become. You are more than your mistakes. You are more than your losses. God says, I am restoring clarity in confusion, light in uncertainty, calm in chaos. You won't feel lost much longer. Direction is forming. I am restoring your emotional strength, so you don't collapse under pressure. So criticism doesn't crush you. So silence doesn't scare you. You are steadier now. God says, I am restoring your ability to receive. You don't have to earn every good thing. You don't have to prove your worth. Grace is allowed in your life. Let it in. I am restoring what disappointment stole. The excitement you once had. The dreams you stopped talking about. The faith you tucked away. It's waking up again. God says, I am restoring discipline without pressure. Focus without burnout. Effort without anxiety. You will move consistently, not compulsively. I am restoring your sense of belonging. You are not forgotten. You are not misplaced. You are not late. You are right where you need to be. God says, I am restoring your confidence in decisions. You will trust yourself again. You will stop second-guessing. Wisdom is guiding you. Peace will confirm it. I am restoring the courage to be honest. Honest with yourself. Honest with others. Honest with me. Truth will heal you. God says, I am restoring your faith in process. Not everything will happen at once, but everything will happen on purpose. Step by step, moment by moment, I am restoring what stress drained. Your energy, your joy, your enthusiasm. You will feel alive again. God says, I am restoring balance, work and rest, strength and softness, faith and action. You won't live divided. I am restoring your perspective. You will see blessings clearly. You will notice progress. You will appreciate growth. Gratitude will rise. God says, I am restoring hope without desperation, dreams without obsession, love without fear, peace without conditions. This is maturity. I am restoring your trust in my goodness. Even after unanswered prayers, even after long waits, even after deep pain, I remained faithful. God says, I am restoring the parts of you you thought were permanently damaged. Nothing is beyond repair. Nothing is beyond grace. Nothing is beyond me. I am restoring your expectation for good. You won't always brace for bad news. You will anticipate favor. You will recognize opportunity. You are ready for increase. God says, what I restore will be protected, not fragile, not temporary, but rooted and sustained. You are not returning to the past. You are stepping into better, stronger foundations, deeper peace. I have restored you, and I will keep restoring you. God says, I am restoring your trust in tomorrow. You no longer have to dread what's ahead. Tomorrow is not your enemy. It is filled with my presence and my plans. I am restoring your ability to wait without worry, to hope without anxiety, to believe without forcing. Faith is becoming natural again, not exhausting. God says, I am restoring your inner quiet. The noise that followed the loss is fading. Your thoughts are settling. Your heart is steadying. Peace is growing. I am restoring your confidence to step forward. Even without full clarity, even without guarantees, trusting me is enough. I will guide you. God says, I am restoring your emotional boundaries. You will no longer pour into empty places. You will no longer chase approval. You will protect what matters. Wisdom guards you. I am restoring what grief interrupted. Your rhythm, your joy, your momentum. Life is moving again. God says, I am restoring alignment between who you are and where you're going. Your steps will feel right, even when they're challenging. I am restoring your courage to dream carefully, not recklessly, not fearfully, but faithfully. You will dream again. God says, I am restoring your faith in small beginnings. What starts quietly will grow steadily. What seems modest will become meaningful. Do not despise this season. I am working. I am restoring what comparison tried to steal. Your uniqueness, your pace, your calling. You are enough. God says, I am restoring your sensitivity to my leading. You will notice gentle nudges, subtle confirmations, peace-filled decisions. I am near. I am restoring your strength to finish well. Not rushed, not burned out, but grounded. Endurance is yours. God says, I am restoring your joy in obedience, not obligation, but willingness. Trust has softened your heart. You follow freely. I am restoring your ability to receive correction without shame, to grow without guilt, to adjust without fear. Maturity is forming. Grace is leading. God says, I am restoring what pressure distorted. Your perspective, your priorities, your peace. Balance is returning. I am restoring your faith to believe big, without losing humility, without forgetting gratitude. Expansion will not change your heart. it will deepen it. God says, I am restoring your trust in my promises. Not because circumstances improved, but because your faith matured. You believe differently now, more securely. I am restoring what silence taught you. Strength in stillness, clarity in waiting, confidence in surrender. You learned well. God says, I am restoring you beyond what you asked for, beyond what you imagined, beyond what you thought possible. My plans exceed your loss. Always, you are not walking into uncertainty. You are walking into preparation fulfilled. You are ready. Restoration has done its work. And I am still with you. God says, I am restoring your faith in slow progress. Not everything meaningful happens quickly. Growth takes time. Healing takes patience. And you are learning both. I am restoring your courage to face uncertainty. Without panic. Without control. Without fear. Trust anchors you. God says, I am restoring what exhaustion tried to steal. Your enthusiasm, your creativity, your passion, energy is returning. I am restoring your willingness to try again. Even after disappointment, even after silence, even after failure, you are resilient. God says, I am restoring your confidence to be seen. You no longer need to hide. You no longer shrink yourself. You belong here. Take your place. I am restoring clarity in your priorities. You will know what matters. You will release what doesn't. Simplicity will guide you. Peace will confirm it. God says, I am restoring your trust in my presence. Not just in blessings, not just in outcomes, but in the journey. I walk with you. I am restoring your strength to forgive. Not because it was easy, but because you are free. Bitterness will not follow you. Healing will. God says, I am restoring your confidence to rest. You don't have to earn recovery. You don't have to justify peace. Rest is part of restoration. Receive it. I am restoring what distraction interrupted. Your focus, your discipline, your devotion, alignment is returning. God says, I am restoring your ability to listen, not just to others, but to your own heart. Wisdom speaks quietly. Pay attention. I am restoring your expectation for goodness, without suspicion, without fear of disappointment. Hope is becoming safe again. Trust is rebuilding. God says, I am restoring your emotional capacity. You can feel deeply, without breaking, without collapsing. Strength holds you. I am restoring your confidence to move forward imperfectly. You don't need everything figured out. Obedience comes before clarity. I will light the next step. Walk. God says, I am restoring your relationship with time. You are no longer rushing. You are no longer stuck. You are moving wisely. Grace is pacing you. I am restoring what fear delayed. Your obedience, your boldness, your voice, courage is returning. God says, I am restoring your awareness of purpose. Even in ordinary moments, meaning lives in faithfulness, not just milestones. You are aligned. I am restoring your joy in consistency, showing up, staying faithful, doing the work. This matters. God says, I am restoring your confidence in the future I promised. My word has not changed. My faithfulness has not weakened. My presence has not left. You are secure. I am restoring you step by step, layer by layer, season by season. Nothing rushed, everything complete. God says, I am restoring your trust in who you are becoming. You are not confused. You are unfolding. Growth can feel unfamiliar, but it is still good. I am restoring your courage to stand firm, even when others don't understand, even when approval is missing. You don't need permission. You have purpose. God says, I am restoring your hope in long prayers, prayers that take time, prayers that stretch faith, prayers that mature you. I hear everyone. I am restoring what loneliness tried to convince you of, that you were alone, that you were forgotten, that you were unseen. You were never any of those. God says, I am restoring your confidence to make peace-filled choices, not rushed decisions. not fear-driven reactions. Wisdom will slow you and protect you. I am restoring your ability to celebrate small victories. Progress you once overlooked. Strength you once doubted. Faith you didn't realize was growing. You are moving forward. God says, I am restoring your emotional honesty. You no longer need to pretend. You can bring your whole heart. I can handle your truth. Healing welcomes honesty. I am restoring your strength to wait without resentment. Waiting without bitterness. Waiting without quitting. Patience is forming. Grace is holding you. God says, I am restoring your ability to discern timing. When to speak, when to move, when to rest. You will know. I am restoring what discouragement silenced. Your creativity, your ideas, your inspiration, your voice matters. God says, I am restoring your confidence to hope boldly. Not cautiously, not halfway, not apologetically, fully and freely. I am restoring your relationship with peace. Peace that stays, peace that guards, peace that anchors. This is your foundation. God says, I am restoring your understanding of success. Not speed, not applause, but alignment and obedience. I am restoring what self-doubt interrupted. Your consistency, your discipline, your follow-through. Stability is returning. God says, I am restoring your courage to trust joy, to believe good moments can last, to stop waiting for loss. Joy is safe again. Receive it. I am restoring your sensitivity to my peace. When something is right, when something is not, peace will guide you. Listen closely. God says, I am restoring your ability to finish what you start. Not with pressure, but with perseverance. Faith carries you through. Completion is coming. I am restoring your confidence to walk forward quietly, without explanation, without defense, without fear. I am with you. God says, I am restoring what the waiting built. Endurance, wisdom, depth, character. I am restoring your awareness that you are supported, seen, covered, guided, and fully restored.